Welcome to Catholic Mom Mindset, a daily show where you learn to walk closely with the Holy Spirit so you can live the life God is calling you to. I'm your host, Sterling Jaquith. Let us begin. All right, we all want our kids to be successful. And a lot of us know that when we, the mom, try to teach our kiddos something, their ears just immediately get plugged up. They're like, I don't want to hear what you have to say, Mom. You don't know anything. You don't understand me. They're suspicious of us. There's like a history of a relationship and emotions. But I think a lot of us just stop there. We're like, oh, that's just how it is. But I want to encourage you to find someone else, another adult, to mentor your kids. And that's a lot of why we used to have godparents. The kids would grow up with the godparents and they could talk to the godparents and they would trust them. But for a lot of us, the godparents don't live close by. The kids maybe don't talk to them regularly. Maybe we haven't figured out how to transition. Godparents to little kids looks different than when the kids get older. And it probably will take your orchestrating, bringing the godparents. Like you might have to set up Zoom meetings with godparents and your older kids. You'll have to think about like, okay, now I think they're old enough that they could really mentor them. But whether it's godparents or an aunt or anyone else in the kid's life, I want you to find an adult that you trust who's really Catholic and will give your kid good advice and put your kid, probably starting at age 10, with this other adult. And you could even say, hey, these are some of the things we're dealing with. And so the other two things happened to me recently. One, my daughter was looking sad after Mass, and one of my friends saw that, got up, grabbed her, and went and talked to her for a little bit. And I don't even know what they talked about, but I was like, yeah, that's amazing. I knew that she was comforting her and seeing her, and it was just a few minutes, but it was so powerful. I was so grateful for that. And then a few days later, godparents to one of our kids came and visited, and our kids have built up a lot of trust with this couple. They don't live here, but when they visit, I will encourage them to talk to the kids about certain things, even things like brushing their teeth. Like, hey, can you tell them it's important to brush and floss their teeth? Because I say it and they don't think it's real. And the kids totally receive it differently from them. And so this used to just be built into the culture when we lived in villages or even, in the 50s and the 60s on suburban streets. There were just adults around and kids could talk to adults and get advice here and there from people other than their parents. And in 2022, we have to create it for ourselves. You have to say it out loud to the other adults. And that might seem weird or uncomfortable, but I want to suggest that I think it's worth it to find some good adults. And if they don't live near you, take the time to set up Zoom or phone calls. We're just like, hey, we're going to take this kiddo and have them check in with this person who's like a mentor or a guide. So we have other voices for our kids that are not just ours. I think that's really important. And I had thought it was important before, but after seeing it kind of play out 2 times recently, I'm going to be more proactive about it. About kind of buddying up my kiddos with an adult and helping them to have another adult that they can trust and talk to, who I trust to give my kids good advice. So I just thought I would share that with you because I think it will be really useful for us. We don't need a whole village. We can't find the whole village, but we could find one other person that feels doable. And I think that is something that would really help our kids and help us because we feel frustrated wanting to teach our kids things and then they're plugging their ears and they're not listening. So find a mentor for your kids, a mentor or a guide, either in person or on Zoom. Take the time. It's worth it. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Catholic Mom Mindset. To learn more about growing closer to the Holy Spirit, check out our free resources at madeforgreatness.co. Thank you so much for listening and have a blessed day.